Today, as I said, is going to be a different experience. And so what I want to do is invite you just to be in the experience and to participate in the experience. And you might feel like getting up and dancing. You might feel like clapping. You're going to surely want to sing along. If you want to get up and just move, maybe move to the aisles so that you're not blocking somebody else. But feel free to have your experience of the music and the energy that is happening today. I just want to invite you into that. So, without further ado, I want to introduce our band. You know our band, Nick and Scott and Martha, and they're going to be playing today. We also have Sam Waxler, who's going to be playing electric and acoustic guitar. We have Angie Catt, who's going to be on vocals and guitar as well. If you were here on Christmas Eve, you experienced her beautiful voice. And we have the beautiful, amazingly talented, gifted singer-songwriter, inspirational artist, Denise Rosier, to share her beautiful music with us. So come on up. And they've invited me to sing along, so I get to participate too.
Good morning. So excited to have you guys here for Heart of Praise. This is going to be such a neat time together. Every single word of every song that we're going to sing is going to be right here. And so we, like David said, want to invite you to experience this with us because it is going to be a morning full of music and inspiration. And when we talk about praise music, sometimes that can be kind of a foreign term in New Thought circles because we're like, what are we praising exactly? And we're not praising some kind of outside deity or anything. Praise, we give praise to all kinds of things. We praise somebody for a job well done. We praise our children whenever they do well in school. And praise is, it's closely tied to gratitude. And so when we talk about praise, I think of it as the new thought in praise music. And we are praising the divine within us. We are in praise of life and joy and all the good that is bestowed on us constantly. And that's what we sing about when we're singing praise music. And so when we do that, and you include music constantly in your life, just like Kath was saying earlier, singing becomes a spiritual practice. And that's kind of how I like to say it. And you just sing all those songs that remind you of who you are. And so that's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to start off with a song which I'm sure you'll know. So please feel free to sing along. Don't worry about whether or not somebody can hear you sing because you can hear them too. All right? And Sam promises not to do any stage diving into the audience. So, just feel free to participate how you want to participate or just hold that sacred space right where you are and just watch it like a concert if you want to. All right? So this is going to be a great morning.
Come
there's no holding back. The power in this room right now, rising up as a force of love so high it can't come down. Every soul is a soul on fire, burning bright with the light of light. Here we are, open wide, there's no place we can hide. We see out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Spirit move, our hands and feet. Spirit move, everything. Spirit move, in the space between. Spirit move, like a river deep and wide, rolling out like a mighty flood. Love's filling every heart and pouring out of us. Feel it breaking down the walls, building everybody up. It's taking over now, there's no way it can stop. We sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Spirit move, our hands and feet. Spirit move, everything. Spirit move, in the space between. Spirit move. Sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing. Sing out, we sing it. Spirit move, our hands and feet. Spirit move, everything. Spirit move, in the space between. Spirit move, Spirit move, our hands and feet. Spirit move, everything. Spirit move, in the space between. Spirit move, Spirit move, Spirit So one day I was writing and I came across this song and I thought, what a neat little mashup this could be. And when I started singing this song, I saw it in a whole different way. And I saw it in terms of Spirit speaking these words to me. And I know you're going to know these words and you're going to know this melody, so I invite you to sing along and hold it deep inside of you. Sing it from the inside out. And imagine the divine within you singing these words to you. You are so beautiful to me. You are so are so beautiful to me. Live out in the open, shine from my life like the sun. Give of your goodness, conquer the darkness, Spirit of light and love. Spirit, in me. Give through me. Speak through me. Move through me. Love through me. Oh, Spirit, in me. Let's sing that together one more time. Give through me. Give through me. Speak through me. Speak through me. Move through me. Love through me. Love through me. Oh, Spirit, in me. Oh, Spirit, in me. You are so beautiful to me.
As we approach this end of this year and the beginning of a new one, I offer this reading from Mark Nepo as a reflection. How can one be born again? Nicodemus to Jesus. I often think of Nicodemus, the one Pharisee who secretly believed in Jesus and who would meet with him anonymously at night to have deep spiritual conversations, but who would never acknowledge his questions of spirit or his association with Jesus in the light of day. Of course, this did nothing to the essence of Jesus, but traumatically thwarted and plagued Nicodemus for the rest of his days. This story shows us the quiet pain that comes from not honoring what we know to be true, even if all we know to be true are the questions we are asking. It is even more useful to realize that we each carry a Jesus and a Nicodemus within us. That is, we each have a divine inner voice that opens us to truth, and a mediating social voice that is reluctant to show its truth to others. The famous British child psychologist D.W. Winnicott called these aspects of personality our true and false self. It is the true self that lets us know what is authentic and what has become artificial, while the false self is a diplomat of distrust, enforcing a lifestyle of guardedness, secrecy, and complaint. In everyday terms, this means that each time we experience a change in reality as we know it, we must choose whether to declare or hide what we know to be true. At such moments, we either need to bring the way we have been living into accord with that shift in reality, or we need to resist the change. This in daily ways, whether we live in our true or false self, depends on our willingness to stay real. And so over time, staying real becomes the work of keeping our actions in the world connected to the truth of our inner being, allowing our true self to see the light of day. Very often, we continue out of habit or fear to behave in old ways, even though we know that the way of things has changed. Time and again, I have found myself at this crucial juncture, having to admit that what was essential is no longer essential, and then needing to summon the courage to make the act of living essential again. I know that every time I hear or see the truth but hold to the old way of being or thinking or relating, I am giving my life over to the Nicodemus in me. And in so doing, I embark on a divided life in which I listen to the divine inner voice secretly at night, but deny it day after day. But this moment of inner embarrassment when we catch ourselves in the act of split living is also the recurring chance for us to honor once again what we know to be true. For anyone, no matter how wounded or distressed, can, in a moment of truth, let the God within show itself out here in the world. However small or fleeting, this one repeatable act can restore our common and vital sense of being alive.
in this moment. In this moment. In this moment. In this moment. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy. Ourselves, for the people around us, for our neighborhood, for the people that we work with. We're going to sing love in the words we say, peace in the world that we make, God in every breath we take. Love in the words we say, love in the words we say, peace in the world we make, in the world we make, God in every breath we take, God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. Love in the words we say, love in the words we say. Peace in the world we make, God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. a perfect God since time began. I am. All right, and I know you all know this one, so we're gonna bring the house down. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, this morning with you. Thank you so much for being here today. This is great. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, because this was a really awesome time with you. And I really have to thank you. I have to thank Reverend David for having us here and for singing. Wasn't he fantastic? He was terrific. And this amazing band. They just played these songs this morning. They are so great to work with, and Sam and Angie. This has been a great time, and I hope that you enter into 2019 with a heart full of blessing and praise. The songs that you sang this morning are going to be on an album called Heart of Praise, and it's going to actually come out in February, but we will pre-sell them there in the out there if you want to take a look at it. And we have one more song. Would you like to share anything else?
Sure. Again, I say thank you to you, Denise, for bringing Heart of Praise to us. And also to Angie for being here today and sharing her beautiful voice and spirit with us. And Sam, thank you for being here today. I would like to remind you that Denise does have CDs and songbooks for sale after service on the table in the back. So as you leave today, you might want to do that. Are you taking pre-orders for your CD? Pre-orders for the new CD as well. So you might want to go ahead and get in line for that. So I want to just say, too, that, again, as I said earlier, I've been excited about this for months now, but when we started talking about it. And those of you who are regulars, I do want to hear from you, because I want to know what you enjoyed about this, if you enjoyed it. And I also want you to know that this is my vision for what we can have here on an ongoing basis. So I want you to hold that vision with me, and we can certainly come together and see that manifesting for our center. So please join me in that, and thank you. So let's take a moment. Take a moment, take a breath, close our eyes, and breathe into that sacred space within us. And surely we do know that Spirit is in this place, in the depth of our being. It is that which lives and moves and has its being as each of us. It is that which has its life in and through us. And so as we center our awareness there, we feel into that divine life resonating in us, through us, as us. We allow every cell of our body to come alive with that awareness, with that knowing. Every cell of our body has consciousness, and that consciousness now awakens to the truth of its divine light. And so as we claim that, we feel that in our bodies. Feel the energy of your body radiating in perfect divine light. Feel your heart filled with the awareness of the presence of Spirit coming alive in this moment, and know that your mind, every thought, is now inspired by the light of Spirit in this place today, in us, through us, as us. And so we are grateful for our knowing. We are grateful for our willingness to embrace that truth, to know that truth, to embody that truth, and to take that truth out into the world and to live it. We know that we are the ones who bring this consciousness to the earth with every thought, with every word, with every action. And we are energized in our renewed commitment to be that in the world. And we are grateful, and so it is.